Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It's a really good honor to give a speech here. I'm the director of the managing team of Minnesota Micro Motors. I would like to share some experience about managing this company from the end of quarter 3 2012 to the end of quarter 5 2015. This is a very interesting journey both for me and my team. Minnesota Micro Motors is a manufacturer of brushless direct current motors which are primarily used in orthopedic medical devices. Well, in last year, the company sold approximately 9,700 motors and had 9% share of the 137 million US medical motor market for orthopedic and neurosurgery devices. We operate in a highly competitive and segmented market, and we distinguish ourselves from competitors by offering domain knowledge, customer service, product functionality, and compatibility. We started at the beginning of the fourth quarter 2012. The company showed a decline both in profit margin and revenue. And I was also very concerned about potential market share loss. This is a point where I and my team needed to make key decisions regarding the company's future. We would like to ensure the company's success in the next 13 quarters. Well, first of all, I would like to talk about strategies. We decided to scheme our strategy based on the statistics we had before. We started the management after the sort of discussion with my team and taking consideration of the current Minnesota Micromotor situation. We decided that our general objectives target an overall increase uh, on five fields: profitabilities, revenues, unit sales, market share, and customer satisfaction. We would reach them in four aspects: customer segments, marketing research and pricing, technical research and development, and sales and marketing. In terms of the customer segments, as we can see from the table, we have five different segments. There are large volume customers A, B, C, D, and small volume customers. Customer A took the highest share of the company's revenue, is 33%, followed by the small volume customers 28.6%, and customer D's 22.8%. All the three segments added together take about 55% of our total revenue. So, of course, we decided to focus them first. In order to satisfy them, it will be important to maintain a high power to size ratio and a high level of thermal resistance, high level of sales support for customer A. And it will also be important to be conscious of customer D's price sensitivity. A contradictory of increasing the cost for high technical investment and decreasing cost for providing competitive unit price emerges at this point. Keeping the balance to gain the maximum profit will be critical. Since small customers have a lower bargaining power in the market and their requirements are not very strict, so we decide only to keep their desired price in mind. Meanwhile, although efforts should be made to increase revenue from customer B and customer C, the satisfaction of these two segments should not be prioritized due to their low share of our company's total revenue. Okay, and next aspect is marketing research and pricing. We were very determined to use market research for us as a guideline to help us to make decisions about setting price at each quarters to each customer segment. Because the only thing that constant about competitive market is everything is changing. We will give a listed price with different discount rates to each customer segment. The priority of customer A, D, and small customer should be higher prioritized than the customer B and C. And customer B and C are also less price sensitive. Technical research and development. In this aspect, uh, uh, because customer A and customer D are our target customer segment. Research and development should focus on power to size ratio and thermal resistance. Also, customer A took the biggest revenue share of us, so we intended to satisfy them most. So we decided to within the budget of research and development, power to size ratio was supposed to be allocated more resources than thermal resistance. R&D investment should be made proactively at a constant rate, anticipating the needs of the target customers. In terms of sales and marketing, we decided to use 75% of sales forces to serve the large volume customers, while 25% of the sales forces would be allocated to serve small customers. This plan is also proportional to the revenue share of each customer group. Right? We also decided that from the sales resources for large customers, 80% should be focused on retaining existing customers and 20% should be focused on acquiring new customers. Within the large customers, customer A would have more than half sales support because based on their need, they really care about this. Though customer D was also our target segments, they care most about the price. They don't really show much care about sales support. So it will be not too much sales support for them because they focus most on price. Well, I would like to talk about the result of our 13 quarters management. Our strategy generally led to a very good results after we finished. We can clearly see that Minnesota Micromotors revenue increased drastically within a stable profit, and unit sales has also made huge progress. Even though in terms of satisfaction, customer B was not very happy, well, that's kind of within our expect because we didn't put too much attention to this segment, and the overall performance of large customers is very good. Our market share increased from 80% to 15%. The only thing we didn't do good is that we still didn't pay enough care to small volume customers. Their sales dropped slightly, and our market share in this segment also declined from 11% to 6%. And I would while this management experience, we also found some very interesting discoveries. Different customers have different evolving needs. Customer A favors performance when it comes to the power to size ratio, and also when they were provided with the same along with sufficient sales report, they remain very happy and continue to have the highest market share for our OEM market. Certain buyers such as customer B wanted better sales support with time. When we didn't immediately pay heed to their requests, they were dissatisfied and they even threatened us to switch loyalty to buy products from someone else. Customer D constantly desired to purchase the product for the cheapest price. They were consistent customers so long as we offered them the highest discount ratio. In terms of competitors, we can see from the charts that they adjusted themselves accordingly to our price change and technical improvements. But interestingly speaking, even though we also invest a lot regularly into thermal resistance, we were never even close to our competitors in terms of the thermal resistance. In terms of ratio to size RS ratio, which we were already very good at, we also kept a very strong advantage, even though the competitors want to catch up. We can conclude that every participant in the market tended to focus on what they are already very good at to maintain the superiority. Well, they still keep investing in weak aspects, hoping not to be left behind too much. Hi. And another thing I want to mention is the channel conflict. Well, it happened when we couldn't meet all of the desired price requirements. This was most due to customer D and small customers, as they required a much lower price that we could not meet. If we meet them, we would lower the list price really low, and we could not have a lot of profit margin from other large volume customers. Well, we lowered the prices as much as possible for customer D and small customers by offering them the maximum discount rate we could. But we still never reached what we really desired. In our opinion, managing profit margin by selling a higher price is more important than unreasonably lowering the profit margin just to cater some customers. Reflections. This last but not least, I would like to talk about our reflections. Well, even though we are very successful, we still have something needs to be improved. Well, we attained our goal to make customer D and D satisfied, but we still need to focus more on small customers. During the 13 quarters, we allocated too much resources on the large volume customers, that we lost a lot of market share for small volume customers. We should let them to feel our love. And second, we should invest more on R&D in the beginning and try to make it up for it later by charging higher price to customers who prioritized performance. But in this management journey, we gradually invested R&D as we received the demand from customers. But we had trouble covering the cost of our investments as the benefits of investing R&D was delayed. And third, although our sales and revenues increased, profit margin decreased considerably. We increased revenue at the expense of profit per unit. More effort should have been made to maintain a higher level of profitability for each unit sold, such as cutting unnecessary costs and don't compromising on price too much. But overall, I'm very pleased about my team and this 13 quarters management. We made a great effort to make this period of time great. And thanks to my team, and thank